Shebang! Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the evening shift of Back to Warcraft after an amazing show cup at noon. We're here for some FFA. Monday, 8 p.m. That's what you get every single Monday here on this channel. And I hope you enjoy that. I think you enjoy that quite a bit because the numbers aren't that bad, are they? We have a little bit of a specialty today. And I'd love to get my co-caster on the line, but he says his mic died. If you followed my cast at noon, today is a cursed day for technology. It truly is. A, my camera wasn't working. B, when I started up Warcraft 3, I had a huge World of Warcraft pop-up on the entire screen and I couldn't close it. So I had to reinstall. Then I couldn't connect to War 3 Champions. Then, when we got everything working, Out of Warcraft contacts me. Like, yo dude, my Twitter is effed, I can't post, can you do it for me? Yeah, for sure. And now RulaZ's mic died. Grab the... possible with phone and Bluetooth? Or something? Well. There it is. We got a little bit of specialty today, because whenever we run an FFA, there's some people in the chat. The chat makes it all so bad. All this whining, all this complaining. Some people don't like that. And we always said, guys, with no chat, it'd be even worse. And nobody believes us. So today, we're gonna prove it to you. What a great selling point that is, right? Sabotaging my own format. Today is no chat. No teaming, no complaining, no bitching, no insults, nothing. No chat. The Game of Thrones element, the politics, taken out of FFA. Is it still enjoyable? Maybe you guys are right, and it is better after all. We're gonna see about that in a bit. You know what? I'm gonna contact RulaZ and my second co-caster, which is Eshan, the premier winner of a Back to Warcraft FFA night. I'm gonna call the boys. And they're not picking up. I guess Eshan is it an FFA game? Oh, there he is, the very first winner of a Back to Warcraft FFA night right there. Eshan, how you doing, mate?
I'm good. I'm still in this game with Gradient. He's not leaving.
Okay, so our game is starting a little bit later. When do you suicide everything so we can get the show on the road?
Alright, as you wish.
No. We have to wait for RulaZ anyway. We can tune in to your stream. You're streaming right now, Peregrine Ash.
Hello.
Hello, you're very quiet, but you're here. Hello.
Yeah, like my microphone died, but I'm not sure if that's good enough now.
It's okay, I think. I have to tinker a little with some stuff. So you guys have to talk. And RulaZ, please explain me, why is there no chat today?
Yeah, so like last time, Neutron asked whether there would be a no chat game anytime soon, maybe. And I said, okay, yeah, if you win, then we can talk about it. I will think about it. And yeah, I mean, today we have quite a good lineup, because I think no chat only works with really good players. Like most people think, like if you come from solo, then I definitely want to play FFA without chat because chat sucks. But in reality, if you play FFA without chat, then it's just gonna be a free win every time you play. So someone will just get a free win because two players go on one, or one player will have an easier one-on-one and the other two will fight longer, and the guy with the easy one-on-one will just roll over the remaining two players. So a lot of free win potential in no chat FFA. There are still ways to communicate, but yeah, we will talk about this a little bit later.
Alright then, and you organized a little co-cast for us. Eshan, last time you couldn't defend your title, what went wrong?
Oh man, I don't want to talk about it. Neutron is just a beast.
He is. He's winning all my tournaments. Not only is he winning the FFA on Mondays, he also won our regular weekly cup on Fridays.
Yeah, I saw that. And I have to agree. I mean, you can see on the W3 Champions FFA leaderboard, he's on a run. Like, he had a win streak of like 8 or 9 games, and he's ranked 1. And he plays very good solo. He plays very good manip. He plays well in the late game. He knows when to hoard. It's gonna be a tough task for everyone else here.
And I see that all 4 players are here, except like everyone is here except Ashan. So hurry up,
Hey,
bit.
what is the game name? I actually don't know what the game name is.
I think we're on a 3-minute delay. Should be no problem. No chat is the game name.
One word. So yeah, since we have Newton as the reigning champ, we have to bring some very strong contestants.
Who do we got, RulaZ?
Yeah, so we got pretty much the best undead, undoubtedly, in the current FFA scene, which is Qwest. We have a little bit of a dark horse in Gradient. He always knows when to hoard, when to go to 100, everything in between, mostly not in his game plan too much. And he's very good in hiding and in late game, so I think he is a quite interesting fit to this lineup. Not the one you would expect. So yeah, I've also asked him if he's fine with a no-chat game, and he immediately agreed, so that was cool. And then we have the big all-round, the big all-star in Sheik. Like last time he tried to a little bit of a hoarding style, which failed extremely hard. But yeah, it's the same map as we had last time, so yeah, I mean, he has only room to improve from here.
All right, so since we have no chat here, we can scratch the manip part of the player profiles.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just waiting for the 4 ghosts, so yeah, please go ahead and talk a little.
Please tell us who you are at beginning. That'd be nice. All right, we got 2 Night Elves, an Undead, and Sheik playing random. As RulaZ is trying to get this on the way. For Gradient, of course, always the question, will he hit his rockets and Breath of Fires this time? Last time we saw him, things went a little sideways, I guess. But if he's in tip-top shape, always a contender. Did he win your ladder game, Ashan, or what happened?
We basically just suicided so we can start this new one.
Oh, that's so nice of you guys.
Oh no, I crashed the game.
What? You crashed the game?
Yeah, I forgot. Like, yeah, Reforged has this beautiful bug. If you drag the window, like I have it in window screen because I have like a too huge monitor, and if I drag the Warcraft 3 game while something is loading, it just crashes.
So should we leave?
Oh yeah, I mean, maybe yes. Please.
Okay. I hope they realize that things went sideways. I told you, it's a cursed day today.
Yeah, it's same game name.
All right.
I hope it works. Yeah.
Did an FFA game ever start on time?
That's a good question, actually.
Yeah. In the meantime, while we're waiting for the players to join, we got a little bit of a challenge, everybody. We tweeted it and posted it basically everywhere, because RulaZ is looking for new players, new FFA players to maybe play their first FFA game ever. So we tweeted this out here. We're looking for FFA newbies for our FFA night every Monday 8 p.m. We want to see 4 players that never played an FFA before. If you want to be part of that experience, contact RulaZ on Discord, Matthias #1415. And if you're watching right now and want to show these guys what's up and how FFA is truly going to be played, hit him up.
Yeah, I also posted the Discord name in the chat.
You just want to have more Discord friends, let's be honest.
Yeah.
There are some really good solo players these days that are playing the Champions free-for-all ladder.
Yeah, I really have to say, like, the game sped up a lot during the last week or two. Like,
Yeah,
if you,
well-
like, usually you were used to Horde for like maybe 15 minutes and then everything before was already considered a rush. But now you hardly have time to get to 80 before someone is in your base.
I think in half my games there's this guy called Bobby OG, and he's a very high octane human player. I think he's like a 2200 solo MMR guy, and he's been just pushing at like the 8-minute mark every single game, so it increases the speed.
Yeah.
All right, sounds good.
So
Sounds like
average game time is going down a lot. I think we are at like 35 minutes or something on average for an FFA these days. Yeah, also had Cars yesterday. Shoutouts to him. He was quite interested. Like, he played a game with Changer and Dennis and yeah, the before mentioned Bobby OG. And yeah, it was quite interesting. Let's put it like this.
Kaz is a crazy man. It doesn't really matter what game mode he's playing. It's always wild. But yeah, maybe soon I'm gonna play my first FFA game as well. Might need a coach though.
Yeah, let's see if we find one.
And then Yumiko is playing too, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Moon was playing pretty heavily for a while. I think he's taking a break.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
Moon
like
has to
Moon
focus
started
on getting
playing
back
when
in
there
what I
were
want.
pretty much exclusively FFA players playing, and this can be a little bit tough for a solo player. So yeah, I think if we would start now, then it would be a better experience for him at least. But yeah, let's see what this game brings, because yeah, if FFA is hit or miss, then no chat FFA is, I'm not sure what to say. It's gonna be pretty wild.
All right, nothing crashed. We are getting into the nitty-gritty of our FFA night. Finally, in-game content. And I wonder if these guys will announce their names. There we go, everybody. We are on a map that I think I've not seen before.
You have seen before. We had it with Sheik spawning top right, Erenicus spawning bottom right, and Eshan even winning bottom left as the orc with 2 raises.
Yeah.
It was actually our first FFA night.
True. True.
So yeah. What do we have? Eshan, let's introduce the players.
Are you doing that thing with the cards?
We did that already.
Yeah, we are past that already, I guess.
Okay, well, I can definitely tell you about some of these players. On the far right, the teal undead, that would be Qwest, who, as you said before, is probably the top undead in free-for-all, one of the most intelligent and creative free-for-all players that there is.
Yeah, and to add, he's playing like 12 hours every day these days, so it's quite impressive how much volume. Like he was putting on more volume than you, I guess, these days.
Yeah, I've been sick actually.
Ooh, alright, so yeah.
And then bottom, he called himself Popo, which in New York is the police. But he's the purple elf, and that's Neutron, who is, when he plays Tinker, Panda, Keeper, I think he's the strongest elf that we have in free-for-all. He's really, really tough to beat.
And of course, the current reigning and defending FFA Night champion.
That's right. He manipulated RulaZ into picking his favorite map last week. So.
Exactly, yeah.
The map always starts early. Alright, that leaves us with one more player, and that is usually an undead 1-on-1 player, now human FFA player Sheik.
Sheik on the left, playing human, which he did play a couple seasons of ladder as a random player. He's very good with all races, but I would say possibly human is his worst one, so I'm curious to see him play it this time. And of course, on top is the is one of the most hilarious players in free for all. Unintentionally and intentionally sometimes, Gradient. Gradient 2 Pro.
Yeah, he is, as we said last time we saw him, couple of AoE spells went 5 to 10 meters next to where they were supposed to be. Left some room for improvement for this time.
Yeah, like he starts getting feeling comfortable when the game lasts like 20-30 minutes plus, I would say. It's pretty much the mark where he has 50 supply, 0 gold, and like 20 moonwells. So yeah, this is where he starts his game.
Yeah, you can always keep an eye out for him in games because he builds some of the most industrial bases you'll ever see in Warcraft. They look like, you know, factory assembly lines with ancient protectors and moon wells.
Yeah, exactly. Like his trademark I chose as, I think, base layout or something.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's playing Warcraft or he's playing Minecraft.
exactly, yeah. Yeah, you will see this pretty soon. Like, he knows exactly which building fits the best at which place. Alright, so yeah, the game will be pretty quiet because it is, as I said, a no-chat game. So, in my opinion, the most difficult part in a no-chat game is to find the 1v1s. Because in a chat game, usually as soon as you touch with some opponent, you just announce that you are against them. But it's not possible here, and especially on this map, the second exposed, the easier ones are in the middle. So it can easily happen that one player is attacking the middle, and another player is attacking the main base or natural expansion, and they can't tell that they are getting attacked 1 versus 2. So yeah, this is pretty much, I think, one of the biggest downsides of no-chat FFA. And yeah, of course, also you need a lot of scouting, like scout, all game.
I think it might be nice to touch upon the Qwest build for any new players here. It's a very unique build with undead. Where Qwest, he techs his main hall before he gets any units or heroes. And so now he's creeping with this solo level 1 DK and using like a creative creep route to try to get the expo open. While at the same time...
I think it's getting terribly wrong here. I think I see 3 ghouls corpses and still 3 creeps alive and the DK out of mana level 1, almost out of health. So he has to buy some time, maybe gets new acolytes, maybe a ghoul, a new rod, and yeah, then can he only be...
Well, the Lich is out now, so he'll be fine. But the whole purpose of this creep route is to be able to get fast tech and even levels on your heroes at the same time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we saw it even a little bit in one-on-one by Ted the other day. Failed miserably, so hopefully it works out better for Qwest than it was for Ted in, I don't know what tournament it was, TP League, exactly. So, expansion-wise, we got Gradient on 2, we got Qwest of course as 1 as everything was so slow. We got Neutron soon to be on 2, and Sheik is also working on the second.
Yeah, and if you remember last time I told you should get 2 expansions and the shredder out as soon as possible. 23 o'clock is the fastest shredder timing. This map is still pretty hard to get this because there are far distances, and also the first natural expansion is already orange and it's a quite a harder orange. So yeah, you have to go to your natural expansion, then go all the way down to the middle, creep there, then you have to go all the way back to the lab, which is also hard to creep. So yeah, most of the time you will not get there in time, and yeah, you see here as well, the players are only getting the shredders now, except for Neutron, who is therefore getting his second base a little bit later, but I think I like his opening still the most here.
Yeah, I mean, Tinker is such an incredible hero to creep with. You can just creep the entire map without ever having to really go back to heal. So this map it's really important to get the good creeps because there's no marketplace. You can't buy those items later. And specifically, the middle reds can drop really nice aura items, especially for undead. You can get Khadgar's pipe. And then these, like, reds on the edge can drop spell shields and silence sticks, so those are also really important.
A little bit of a lottery on this map. All right.
Yeah, and there are no clear rules for this map. Like there is no, like for Qwest, for example, should he take this mine or this mine as his third? I always struggle a little bit with the decision. Like, which one do you go for?
I usually go for the clockwise one, but yeah, you're right. Some players like to go the other way, and they can
Yeah,
mess
because
them all
the
up.
other way is closer, but I also mostly tend to go clockwise because it fits the creep route better because you're mostly at the merchant and then the green and then you go for the gold.
Yeah, unless you want to do something sneaky and go steal like the other one's red camp from counterclockwise.
Yeah.
But you saw that Neutron creeped Qwest's camp here, but then he backed off when he saw Qwest, so I don't know if that's supposed to mean... But he's stealing this red one now too.
Yeah.
Neutron seems to be playing with the intention to rush Qwest. Or fight him.
Yes, always. So yeah, I also think
for those who don't know, they have a pretty heavy rivalry when it comes to FFA.
Exactly, yeah, they are very close. Like, I've watched pretty much all replays of them playing against each other, and it's pretty much 50-50. I feel like who is winning the 1v1. But yeah, I think here Neutron has a little bit of an edge because, yeah, he has just the better heroes to creep or more stuff to creep, and he's already stolen one of the red camps and now steals the mercenary camp. So yeah, I think also in the current ladder meta, it's already more about creep stealing than it has been. Like usually you would just creep your own side as efficiently as possible. But I think recently players like Jens, I'm not sure if you know him from South America, I think.
Yep.
He's a 2.2k solo player. And he pretty much invents this whole stealing creeps from your opponent's side of the map thing.
Yeah, on certain maps, especially without the marketplace, it's pretty beneficial to steal the creeps. Let's see what Neutron... Yeah, Neutron got this Ancient Django of Endurance. That's an incredible item to get for an elf. So definitely worth it to steal that red camp over there.
Yeah, the early still bites Qwest a little bit, goes for the red spot now, needs quite a big one. Grady on the other side has no problem at all the entire game. Him and Sheik, pretty peaceful. They just share their part of the map, I guess. So no real clear advantage, maybe a little bit better for Neutron than it is for Qwest, but still everything open.
Yeah, it's pretty nice for Neutron that Qwest is going up instead of going down, because in the meantime Sheik could have stolen the orange camp and the red camp from Neutron as well. But it turns out that he still gets this big bandit camp, which is great for him. While Qwest is getting one of his reds. Yeah, also very mandatory.
You can see here that Qwest just picked up a Staff of Silence. Insanely powerful item, in my opinion. You can silence somebody right before they're supposed to heal. Get a hero kill that way.
Yeah, it feels especially bad if you invest into a Dark Ranger and you get silenced by the item, even though if the other hero is silenced himself, so the item still goes through the silence.
Yeah, I was playing Dark Ranger yesterday, and it occurred to me, when you use silence with the Dark Ranger, there's like that 0.5 second casting time that can make you miss silence. But with the item, it's instantaneous, so you can actually get better silences from the item.
Yeah, that's true. Like only the radius is a little bit smaller, but yeah, even if you're silenced, you can still use the Staff of Silence, which is also pretty inbox.
It still can be dispelled though, so it's not uncounterable as so many things in Warcraft. On the other side, we get a Cloak of Flames for Grady. Not that great. I'm a little bit surprised nobody is playing Potom from the two Night Elves, especially with scouting so important with no chat. I definitely expected Potoms here.
I agree with you there, Neo. I mean, Gradient's playing Naga third, which is a very unusual third hero to go with Tinker Panda, but it's kind of fun, and I'm excited to see how he uses it.
Yeah, and now Qwest finds this creep being camped already, and he can't even say it out loud in chat. And Neutron, in the meantime, already level 5 Tinker, level 4 Panda. So yeah, heavy hero level advantage for Qwest.
What's Sheik doing in the meantime? Did he pick something up? He got a lion horn? Not the greatest when you have a paladin, I guess, but flute is sweet. Because probably everything he's gonna build has some sort of range. And soon the map is empty.
Yeah, exactly. Like no early rushes. Oh, the keeper though! Neutron! Neutron! I told you this camp is hard.
Whoops!
Yep. Winner of the Back to Warcraft weekly, guys. Sign up for next edition.
Creeps greater tournament winners in Warcraft 3, oh boy.
Sure, nice to see no early rushes, so no one... so everyone pretty much gets their chance to show their fighting skills. But if we compare Banks, Neutron on 6k versus Qwest on... Okay, see, he just broke upkeep, but he's pretty broke, like, he's only on 2 base, whereas Neutron's already getting his 3rd, and everyone else as well. So yeah, Qwest will go to 80, I guess, and push Neutron. Maybe he's gonna go for Gradient instead.
Alright, in the north we got a spell shield for Grady. Pretty sweet.
Player's forces are under attack.
Yeah, spell shield is so sweet to have on that panda, because once the Tinker becomes level 6, it's invulnerable to spells, and then the panda is also invulnerable to the first spell. It means he can fight versus the human or the undead pretty efficiently.
Right, decisions have to be made. 4th base coming up for Qwest. 4 bases as well for Neutron.
Yeah, so
down
no
base,
early
huh?
fights. Maybe it's just a little bit of a precautious thing, so that they don't get 2v1. So if you don't attack, yeah, you only have to defend. But if you attack and someone else attacks you, then it's gonna be hard to get out of this, because you have to signalize peace to the guy you just attacked and maybe hurt a lot, and then you have to fight another guy. So yeah, maybe it's better to just play passive, especially on this map where you can creep a lot, and Neutron is getting really a lot of experience here.
So you can see that Qwest, he pumped fast 80 food, and I think that's probably because he expects Neutron to rush him, because they usually always fight early. But Neutron decided to hoard, so he's almost at 8k. Qwest only has 1k. And so Qwest is now going to go against Gradient, because obviously that's much easier, you know, in terms of opponent.
Yeah, and look at Gradient base, by the way. There we go. That's beautiful, right? That's Warcraft 3 perfection.
Looking like Factorio, as he said. He's ready to build a lot. He was also hoarding, but damn, is he short on lumber?
Hey, RulaZ, I think some people on the stream are saying for you to fix your mic a bit if you can.
Yeah, I can't. I'm using a laptop mic. It's my only...
His original mic broke 5 minutes prior to the stream. We gotta get him a new one. Thank you, Deathly God, for the 28 month. Best $5 I spend a month, even if it's free. Thank you very much. We got our fights coming up. Grady versus Sheik, and poor Grady is getting double teamed.
Yep, and there's no chat, so he can't really say anything. And usually, like, I'm surprised Sheik played... Did he play random or did he play human?
He was random.
Oh, he was random, okay. Because human really struggles against elf in this meta with Tinker Panda. So I'm curious to see how he does. But yeah, Qwest steals that expo, he's never going to give it back.
So the entire...
Gradient already at 100 though, but yeah, Sheik is also on 100, so it's gotta be not the easiest fight.
Qwest has the entire east, and Sheik is moving forward. Man, Grady, I think he also missed the timing to push into upkeep a little bit.
Yeah,
now he's at 100.
Now.
Well, the other thing is Grady never retrained to rockets, so he's struggling with these tanks.
Ooh. He carries a Tome of Retraining. He could easily go for it.
And yeah, guys, that's no chat FFA for you.
Oh boy. Yeah, Grady is getting wrecked. 2 bases down. His army is also not looking too
Qwest
positive.
sees it now. Like Qwest definitely sees
Yeah,
it.
Qwest knows it, but he's
He
just
chooses to
taking-
continue because he knows he can get expansions out of it.
Yeah, he just picks up units because it can't get punished.
Okay, they're about to maybe eliminate Grady already. It's really not looking nice. Lots of experience here, of course, to be farmed. And now it's a 3-way.
Oh,
with
but
Sheik
Sheik
backstabbing.
is helping, yeah.
How quickly things can turn around. Qwest has to TP out soon. 1 hero's down already. And yeah, better be safe then. Gets level 5. That's what he wanted. Got 2 expansions dead. And now the fight continues between the two.
Yeah, no scout by Neutron as well. Neutron is now gonna go on Qwest, I guess. And the gold gap closed a little bit between those.
Grady is down to 700 gold with only 1 expo and his infrastructure getting hurt. That's not good. And thank you, Kev Colada, for the sub. Tinker finally reskilled, and that's supposed to stop the tanks now.
Yeah, and that of course happens if you decide to go for the 2v1 in Qwest's shoes. Okay, but now he is offering peace here to Sheik. Like, he is attacking the town hall in order that Sheik is really getting the message, the alert, and sees that Qwest is gonna peace.
Why is he dropping all the items? Is that like a no chat sign for peace or something?
Yeah, there's definitely a signal. It's kind of the only way you can signal to somebody something unusual is happening. I think he's saying that he's dying to Neutron.
Exactly, yeah, he's asking for help in fact.
Ah, I didn't even see that yet. Yeah, that is a little bit problematic. 1 base already
Gradient
down. 2
defended, by the
bases
way,
down.
wow. Gradient was 60 versus 90 or
Player's
something
forces
in the
are
end.
under attack.
That's the power of Tinker Panda.
Alright, but now we have 78 versus 100. And also lower hero levels, so, and no mana on the Lich, so this is no way for Qwest to win.
Oh, Lich is back. We got Thorns Aura 2. Yeah, Qwest needs a little bit of time. Spell Shield activated, if I heard that correctly. Definitely looked like it. Oh, the Chimeras! They're gone in seconds. That's the best fight to cast for a caster, man. There's Roar, there's Vamp Aura, there's Thorns Aura, there's everything.
Oh, the Dreadlord didn't TP.
Ouch. Doesn't even last hit it.
Qwest, if you noticed, he went straight for the Chimeras instead of engaging the Hippos. So he's trying to slow down the base kill.
Yeah.
Worked to a degree. Oh, what's he doing with the Gargs though? Ay, that's 2 for free. And towers are also gone.
In terms of free-for-all ethics or morals, you know, this is kind of just desserts or karma for Qwest because he went off and killed Gradient even though he knew it was a 2 versus 1, and he left himself open to this attack from Neutron.
Exactly what you say, yeah. And he lost the Lich even for it, and yeah.
Town is under siege. A player's forces are
Yeah, I
under
mean,
attack.
it's a rough decision, like, if you go for it and take up some free XP, or if you are going for Neutron instead. I'm not sure what to
If you notice, he's going against Gradient again. I don't know why. I think he's trying to create a 3-way.
Yeah, or just really signalize both that Neutron, that they should care about Neutron.
He's waving his arms, trying everything to somehow let them know that he's in trouble. But yeah, Ashan, you said that Gradient is never gonna get that expansion upper right back. I'm not so sure about that anymore.
Is under siege.
Yeah,
Yeah,
now
I mean, at this point I'm kind of rooting for Gradient because he's the underdog here. Fighting for his life.
and now it's about who dies first, as you mentioned before. Like for Qwest, it's now only to get someone other than him out. Like
Players'
whoever
forces
gets
are
to the
under
freeway, yeah, will survive a little bit longer. Okay, but now Sheik is scouting with the gyros and sees that Qwest's main base is gone. So yeah, we'll see the reaction of Sheik, and Sheik is going maybe for neutral now, it looks like.
Yeah, he definitely got the message. Thanks to gyros and also everything that happened in the middle.
Yeah, but the other thing is that Qwest and Gradient are now fighting when Sheik is actually helping them. So yeah, it's just crazy here now. Like,
Yeah, so far I gotta say I like this no chat mode. It's a lot of action going on.
yeah, it's all over the place actually.
Thing is that there's no way Sheik's human can beat Neutron's elf. That matchup is already
Yeah.
in favor of the elf, and
a town is
which
under
is why I
siege.
think Neutron's quite confident if he can finish Qwest, he knows he can destroy Sheik 1 vs 1.
Players' forces are under attack.
So yeah, Gradient going for Qwest, Qwest going for Gradient. While Neutron is the strongest, but also Sheik not in the worst shape, like almost Archmage level 6, and that's a big game changer, because Neutron doesn't have a Podem, and without Podem, Elf has nothing against Invis. So yeah, you can always make a Invis unit, go to the main base, go to the expansions and mass TP. So that's definitely the way how Human can beat Night Elf in the late game. But now here Gradient versus Qwest. No chance here for Gradient.
Are under attack.
And yeah, the hero levels are not bad for Qwest. Like he is almost level 6 DK and 5/5 on the other heroes. And also Gradient not too low. So yeah, still potential for everyone here. Yeah, it's kind of crazy here how Qwest versus Gradient fight for the survival. Getting third place or into the freeway rather.
And here comes Neutron again. Doesn't want to give Qwest the chance to build or to rebuild. Plants a tree of life right in his face.
A player's forces are under attack.
So yeah, Sheik pretty much untouched the entire
Is under
game.
siege.
Therefore maybe also the lowest heroes. But yeah, he's on 100 supply and he will not get too much gold if we compare to Neutron. And yeah, Sheik has to act and he does so. Whereas, yeah, Gradient's going to Qwest base, but there's Neutron. Alright. Hard to cast, but fun.
This could be 7 gold mines for Neutron if everything stays the way it is. Sheik has to act, and he is. More tanks coming, gyros coming, griffins are there, breakers as well. While we have another fight here with 3 parties involved. Neutron is just watching though.
Yeah, Neutron has his own problems now, I guess. Because he's on 78 versus 100 and a lot of tanks, so yeah. Feelings can die pretty fast against tanks. And he has no...
Here we go, the first big fight between Neutron and Sheik.
Right, there's not
Oh,
too
this is
much
a
on
turn.
Neutron's side. Keeper is about to be dead. Invo Potion
Oh.
saves him. Gyros wreck the air for now. Oh, the tank's low. Helping
Yeah,
out
the
big
barrage.
time. Barrage is back. What
Keep
a
in mind,
fight. Oh
it's
my
100
god.
versus 80.
Keeper
Oh, the Killbar!
dead with a TP. So many tanks fell, but there's still so many up.
Neutron's so greedy, he's not pumping anything. Yeah, he only has 2 Chim Roosts and only wins other.
Uh-oh.
Otherwise, that's not working out.
In the meantime, Grady is losing his Tree of Eternity if he's not careful.
A player's forces are under
Alright, Neutron has a lot of Moonwells, so with the Panda and the Tinker, he can get in a lot of spells on the tank.
Qwest almost losing his DK. Could still lose it. Rockets. Rockets. Oh, hits it a lot better than last time.
a town is under siege.
Oh!
Oh!
Okay.
Nein,
That was so close. Jesus Christ. Okay, Sheik pushes forward as Neutron can't really spend his gold.
yeah, now it looks dependent for Neutron. The tanks are out of the fight. The Keeper again. Oh, very close to dying.
Fighting continues also between Qwest and Grady. We got our 2 1-on-1s now.
Yeah, that's fine. The 2 strongest now versus the 2 weakest. That's perfect now.
Players' forces are under attack.
Archmage in trouble. Oh, he just died!
Oh no.
What? Okay, there's still 2. No, wait, there's 2 TPs on the Tinker. There's no TP for Sheik.
Yeah, I think he has to move back. And yeah.
Okay,
Cool.
then we switch to the fight in the north. Where Grady is fighting into the towers. Dreadlord doesn't look too healthy anymore, but the coil is ready. Nice positioning. And these chimps are once again gone. Oh, no TP on the DK.
DK is in big trouble.
Ooh, rockets kill him, level 6 for the Tinker as well.
Oh, Brian with the level 6 Tinker, always very good.
Oh,
Wow.
shit, mass murder. Yeah, that heal scroll is a little too
Not a
late,
root for
buddy.
Gradient here.
Jeez, yeah, what can you say?
Find the
Okay,
Lich
couple.
with the Chimeras.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh!
Wow, nice game by Gradient, man. Wow. Such nice stabilization.
Oh,
No,
Yeah,
he
awesome.
was there.
And then the Dreadlord.
Oh, triple kill, a full wipe.
And yeah, other side of the map, fight is also going.
What the hell? This is the best FFA game we've ever had. Keeper is safe with an
I
anti-magic
think
so
Qwest
far.
might be out of Acolyte. Oh no, he has one in the Zeppelin here.
Yeah, I
This
guess
is
Rain is now
nice.
going for the elimination of Qwest. And yeah, very nice comeback here from him.
Alright, Newton taking some losses there as well, but still at 80, 13,000 gold. Sheik is at 100, doesn't look like it. Gotta be somewhere.
right.
Archmage, don't die again! Should be fine though. Should be fine though. And it is.
Mountain King has an involve. Good.
Dude, there's so much happening currently. Griffins took out an expansion. I think there's a tank in the middle, took out that expansion. Archmage's in trouble once again, but the Holy Light is always ready. Mountain King now. Of course he has a million stabs. But
Wow,
the gyros
Newton's
are
hero
missing.
level is so high.
All the Griffins gone. All the air gone. In the meantime, Qwest's base is getting sold. At least to a degree. Is he so broke? Oh yeah, he is. 800 gold only.
And 8 supply. 1 worm and 1 Aconite.
Oh my. That's sad. That's so sad. Varian Vrin, thank you for the sub. Also, Triple Do.
If you look at the gold counts, I mean, Neutron has 13,000, and he's breaking even here in the fights. Sheik only has 5k.
Yeah. I mean, Sheik is trying his best to fight cost efficient in only bringing tanks and breakers for the most part, and the heroes. So it's a good decision against the heavy AoE, but as you can see, the tanks are still dying. But yeah, he gets his hero level step by step here, that's good. So Qwest is a little bit of scouting, but yeah, Neutron is on the worm. Luckily, he didn't see the Zeppelin. But yeah, Qwest in the meantime, taking out most of the expansions. Sheik is.
Yeah, the tanks and griffins were everywhere. His heroes are now super duper hurt. Gotta be a little lucky with the bash, but Entangle was right there. That worm of Qwest is going down, so he's, I think, at 1 supply now, which is crazy.
And yeah, that's it.
He's dead. All right.
Qwest first
Qwest
one out.
out.
Oh, the heroes! Nice, nice, TP. Save both
I think
heroes.
Gradient forgot that it's no chat. I don't know what Hasta means.
player's force.
I don't know either.
But yeah, if we take a look at the map now, Grady is on 50 and can slowly come back here, I think. And yeah, now it's a little bit sad that he doesn't have the owl, because with the owl he could be able to do perfect balancing. Like this here, it's a little bit harder.
There's still 2 bases for Neutron for like 5,000 gold or something? 6,000. Sheik can still mine quite a bit. 1,000 here, 300 there. And 4,000 at the south. Whoa, that's big.
Yeah, and the big advantage of Chat FFA is that you can point out, like, now Sheik is fighting Neutron, but no one can really point out, let's go on Gradient, he's hoarding on 50 on 4 bases. So it's very hard now to make the correct decisions for them. Like, they can't just ignore Gradient, but they can't focus Gradient too hard, because then they are 2v1 versus Gradient, the one who's gonna focus him first. So yeah, it's gonna be really iffy situation, and Gradient will love it.
I mean, you basically have no information about what happened on the other side of the map, right? Because you were so busy fighting yourself.
Exactly. Like, even in a Chat FFA, it's so hard to always keep track of how did the other side fight, how many gold mines did which player mine on 50, on 80, on 100. And yeah, on no chat, this is just times 10. Like, if you watch a no chat replay, you have been playing, it's like, what? This happened there? What? I didn't know that there's 3 mines here.
Well, Newton and Sheik continue while Grady is mining quite a bit. I don't know if the full army is here. Tranquility immediately. Tanks.
Yep. With anti-magic challenge, there's no priest, so no dispel for the anti-magic challenge. But the bash hits, so yeah.
The Tinker is not in robo form, he's getting beat down.
Oops.
Not a great fight here. I don't think that this Chipu army is the best choice for me.
I think Sheik needs to add like 1 or 2 Dragonhawks so he can catch these Chimeras before they
get
exactly. Back.
And I think Neutron should go now into a more ground army, like only 2 to 4 Chimeras and maybe some Talons, some Bears, and some Dryads and Mountain Giants would be way better here. Sheik is signaling in peace. He has dropped an item to Neutron, as you can see here again. And Neutron is agreeing. So yeah, this is, as I said, high level FFA. Like, they always know that, yeah, there is 1 player left and he's pretty much 100% 50.
FFA sign language, everybody.
Yeah.
So if you play this out, you know, Neutron's got 15,000 already and still has a bunch of gold mines. And Gradient, if he hoards all the mines that he has on 50, and he'll be able to catch up in gold. But I don't think Sheik has any chance of catching up in gold. He's pretty much going to be locked in at the least gold count.
He's trying to get one on the right hand side, but only for 600. Not sure if that's even worth it, especially with power build. Might just be plus minus 0.
He's gonna lose. He's gonna lose money on that because he's 80 food.
Oh, true. Okay, that wasn't that smart. Left hand side still 2k. Yeah, Grady could end up as the richest in the end.
Yeah, so they pieced, but they are not really sure if they really should go on Gradient, because yeah, you always will get attacked back and lose some stuff, whereas the other guy isn't.
I don't think they're gonna be aware of how rich Neutron is, because
yeah,
you know, he's been fighting a lot, so you might assume that he has a similar gold count as Sheik.
Exactly, like he has the highest hero levels, and that's always or most an indicator that this guy fought the most and has pretty much the least gold a lot of the time.
Yeah, it's kind of how he won last game. I think we underestimated his gold count a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I thought you don't want to talk about it.
It's still painful. It's very painful.
You'll probably get your revenge someday.
Yeah, I have to wait a week, but hopefully I'll get a shot next week or sometime soon.
So what do you think about the pendant of mana on the Paladin? Shouldn't it be in the NK?
Yeah, I completely agree. I don't know why that's on the Paladin. Sheik's not a human player, so maybe that's why. But it makes no
Yeah,
sense. Like the MK, if he uses his ultimate and one bolt,
yeah,
he's gonna be out of mana.
yeah. Even if he doesn't have clap, which he doesn't, I think it's still better on the mountain. Too.
A player's force.
Right, this was
I was
one.
expecting that they will go on gradients. Like I thought, the reason they pieced was that they kill some mines of gradient and take them on their own. But it turns out that gradient is just left on 50.
It feels like they're gathering information at the moment. There's hippos
Yeah.
flying around, there's heroes spreading everywhere.
A player's force.
Yeah,
is
never
under
stop
attack.
scouting. Like you don't know if someone is, if Sheik is mass TPing into Gradient's main base. So yeah, you have to be very aware of everything that can happen here.
Another mine down in the north. Yeah, this might result in a long, calm sequence of this game until they're sure what's happening.
Yeah, I think mass TP is just great because usually if you mass TP, before the mass TP goes off, the guy you mass TP is already riding dead or main gone or mass TP in my main. But yeah, if you can't chat, and even if it's only like 2 or 3 minutes late scouting, yeah, you already killed an entire main base oftentimes.
A player's forces are under attack.
So I think they should definitely put a gyro or some unit into each player's main base or close to it, just to be aware of what happens. And yeah, Gradient is continuing to rebuild his base, giving us another variation of his art.
Lots of APs coming.
A player's forces are under attack.
Yeah, scouting, 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 scouting. I gotta say, Sheik's base is also quite pretty.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I miss some other towers as well, because I think in no chats, building a lot of towers is not getting punished as hard as in chat. Because if you have like 30 towers in a chat game, in a freeway, they will just say, "Yeah, let's take out these towers, go 2v1." But yeah, coordination is way harder here in no chat. But I think
Okay, do
eventually,
you
if
see
it's
how he's got all these farms and towers here? The Tinker Rockets and Panda Breath are gonna eliminate those so quickly. I usually like to spread everything out, especially the smaller buildings, especially versus Elf.
So is there... what's happening here? Are they signaling that they want to fight? After the
I'm not
peace
sure
treaty?
what eight item drops mean. Like 1 I know, but 8 is maybe follow me, maybe I'm not sure. This isn't matter. Yeah, like it's very funny if you play versus Yumiko on ladder, because he has chat disabled. I think for Chinese legal reasons,
Ah,
because of the language in FFA. So yeah, he has turned chat off. So if you want to communicate with him, I tried last time with the item drop. I didn't expect too much, but yeah, he was playing random and got orc. So I dropped like 2 items, and yeah, he stole it with an Invis Blade Master.
well,
And-
no peace for you.
Yeah.
Grady's also getting ready for the late game, has some zaps up, some wisps hiding everywhere. And gold
Yeah,
is soon to
Gradient
be
really
out?
managed to mine all on 50 and has the biggest base and no, not the most gold. Wow, Neutron's really rich.
It's kind of close-ish.
Neutron should end up with 20k here.
Yeah.
And Gradient will probably end up around 15, 16. So they have to heavily team Neutron. Because he's not going to lose 1 versus either of these guys. And he's playing very defensively. He's not making any
What
Any
is
aggression.
he doing here?
What? Archmage, no! Oi!
Alright. Ah, that's smart. He shows Radiant that he is getting attacked by Newton or he's dead or something like this. Look at this.
What? So he wants to
That's pretty creative, I have to say.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he says, help, help, help. I only have my Archmage left. I'm totally dead.
I haven't seen that before. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, man.
And now this Tinker is zooming somewhere. Lamborghini Tinker. And then he signals peace.
He signals peace, but he had the... And he made... Did you see that? He made a mass TP for like 1 second to pretty much telling him, yeah, I saw it, I agree, or
Yeah.
something like
Are under attack.
that.
That's some next level. Okay, if there's no chat, there's always another solution to this. Alright,
Yeah.
so
There was Verifier on this Tinker while he signalized peace, by the way, so Neutron should know that they are in peace, but now Neutron is not into peace back. Okay, but Radiant not...
okay.
Sorry about that.
All good, all good. Okay, that is pretty creative. What comes out of that? No.
Okay, Mountain King is going. An Invis Mountain King is going. That's always very scary.
Why?
Because Neutron, yeah, there's a scan in the main base, so whenever you see your main base getting scanned by a human who has Archmage level 6, yeah, you better get ready, and Neutron is actually doing that. And I think you don't even have to scan the main base because it's just such a strong signal that you want to mass TP. And yeah, Neutron now moved back smartly. And because there's nothing you have to be scared of as a human. If there is no bottom, like he can't lose this mountain thing. I mean, maybe there is a, what's this called? From the Huntress, this owl?
Sentinel.
What's it called? Sentinel, right? But yeah, it's not used in FFA because it's too little time. I think it's expiring. How long does it
A
last?
player's forces are under attack.
2 minutes or something? I don't know.
Yeah, like nothing relevant for FFA, and you don't want a Huntress for it. Can we get overlay back after the 5 minutes delay, I think?
Nope. When it's broken, it's broken. It has its own mind. I can't control it. It's not our overlay, so unrepairable for me.
You see Sheik is saving this 1600 gold mine for when he's on 50. But he could have just mined it on 80. It would have been a difference of like 400, 500 gold.
Maybe that does make the difference in the end. We're
Yeah,
trying hard
maybe
here
it does.
today.
Sometimes I just mine it out because it's like, it stays in the back of my mind and it bothers me that the mine is still there.
Alright, in like 3 minutes, we're gonna have almost all mines empty. Neutron with a little bit of a lead, but he's spending now. Grady still has to spend a lot to get to 100.
Yeah, now I think it's really bad for Sheik because, as we said, Human versus Neytpoh is a pretty Neytpoh favored matchup, and Mass TP is pretty much the only thing that helps Human. But if there is no target on the map, like no gold mines anymore, then the elf can just camp in his base, and Mass TP is just doing nothing it's just pretty much a suicide mission. So yeah, that's 1-2 less for Sheik, I would say. And against 2 Night Elves with 2 big bases, that's some bad news, especially with his hero levels and the least gold.
Yeah, Sheik has his work cut out for him. And the Night Elf can also just send his heroes to use the spells on all the buildings and then just teleport back. So it's a tough situation for Sheik. I'm not sure why he's making griffins though, because those will pretty much melt against hippogriffs.
He's preparing something. In a fire everywhere.
In this situation, I usually go for just breakers, tanks, and 1 or 2 hawks to try to catch any fleeing units.
Yeah, I agree.
And then you just gotta have 3 staffs on your heroes to keep trying to staff the tanks out.
Yeah, I'm never too sure whether you should leave the priests and sorcerers at home or if they should mass TP with the army.
Yeah, you gotta leave them at home because they die instantly.
Exactly. Like with level 6 Paladin, I think it's okay. But other than that.
Alright. A little bit of a break.
That's kind of like manip, but anyway.
Should we disqualify him?
Yeah, just boot him out of the game.
All right. So yeah, maybe let's compare a little bit chat versus no chat. Like, how would this game be different with chat? Can we say that, or is it?
I think you're right. It would be different. It would be pretty different. Grady would have been able to say that he's being 2 versus 1 right in the beginning. Qwest could have called for help against Neutron. Yeah, those would have been 2 big things right there. And then they could coordinate at this point 2 versus 1 against who they think has the most gold.
Yeah, not much coordination going on. I think we're going to be back in a minute or so. So yeah,
I think these players are quite experienced and intelligent, so they should have a general sense of who has the most gold. But I think Neutron's gold count is surprisingly high. So they might not guess that one.
Yeah, but everyone involved knows that Qwest was on Gradient, so Neutron was not on Qwest. So this could tell that Neutron in this time was on 50. Like, this is pretty much the only clue that they could have.
Yeah.
Alright. Alright, then games continue. And I guess it's up to Sheik to make the first move.
Yeah, and he makes the first move again. The let's fake I was fighting versus the other guy.
But why in the north?
Ooh, but he gets scouted.
Oh, what? Caught with his pants down. Oopsie.
No, it should be his own.
I think that's his own scout.
Yeah, he
Wait,
scouts for Sheik. No, not for Sheik. For some Indies units, I guess. Not sure what this would be.
Someone needs to call the.
But I think the fun fact is it's nighttime and Neutron should see it with ultravision here, what Sheik is doing. And yeah, Gradient now also sees it. So I think both just saw that Sheik is damaging his own buildings.
God damn, this year I've seen human players getting stuck on the base 200 times. I've seen human players killing their own units with polymorph. And now I see humans killing their own bases. And they wonder why they never win tournaments.
Sheik is the Amber Heard of free-for-all players. If you know, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, Neutron now is smartly doing what I suggested before with the scouting close to the bases. But I think with 70k gold in a no-chat game, he should be a little bit more brave here, or shouldn't he?
I think Neutron sees what happened here. I think he figured it out. This hippo is watching.
Yeah.
He's probably laughing so hard. Knowing him a little bit and him seeing
Gradient's
that.
pumping.
Ooh. I mean, he's not mining anymore. There's no
Yeah,
reason not
everyone's
to.
filling up their army supply.
Sheik and Gradient basically have the same gold count. Now that Gradient's making an army.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm curious how far this game will go. Like, would it really go down to last buildings? Because this is really fun also in no chat. Like, it's super hard to judge, like, who should you attack? And yeah, it's very wild and very high skill, I would say.
I think Sheik is overcommitting to this this ruse.
A player's forces are under attack.
He's trying it. He's trying it with the hippogriff.
Ah, yeah.
But he's assuming that Neutron doesn't scout, but Neutron sees that Gradient's just sitting in his base.
Yeah.
Yeah.
MK is coming, but he's not invis. That's kind of risky.
Yeah. Like, he wants to get a response from Neutron, I guess.
Not
So what
happening.
does having a Hippo mean? Is this also some kind of, let's wait 2 more minutes or something?
Maybe we're overanalyzing this stuff a little bit. But yeah, I can definitely understand nobody's making a move. But someone has to.
A town is under siege.
Yeah, I guess the next move is Sheik killing a hero from himself.
Yeah, I guess so. Alright, we got 3 say-sos in the game and a lot of time. But Grady is moving out towards...
I think Grady is gonna try to bring Sheik with him to go against Neutron.
Ah. Okay, yeah, so he's not
Yeah,
attacking.
I think everyone is just really scared to be the one who gets teamed. Like, whoever attacks here and kills too much is getting teamed, and to get out of teaming in no chat, I think, is
A
quite
player's
hard.
forces are under attack.
Did Sheik get the message? I mean, Sheik is...
this is just like one of the reasons why chat would be better. Just this would take a lot less time.
Yeah. Like, intuitively, you would say that no chat is taking less time because, yeah, there is no reason to wait because there is no communication. So, yeah, they have to act because otherwise nothing will happen, but they still don't act. It seems like.
Yeah, because three ways are always painful.
And yeah, I think Sheik is really not able to do too much here because both are on
Player's
100.
forces are under attack.
Both have these heavy AoE heroes, and both have a lot of moonwells and DPs. So I guess Sheik really can't do too much here. But I guess Neutron should be the one who makes the move here, maybe.
But why would he do something? I guess
And
there's...
Neutron just sitting.
Yeah, but I guess there's no real reason for him to do anything. He probably knows he's the strongest with his gold, so why would he sacrifice that advantage?
Yeah, but I still wonder that no one ever has done with another one after piecing or after dropping the item. Like, yeah, they pieced with each other, but no one really went with the other. Future moves, okay.
Let me see. That's a big army. So he's probably getting Sheik out of the game to just not be annoyed by mass teleport and stuff.
Yeah,
Because he wins the one-on-one against Grady anyway.
yeah, I guess.
Reading this game like a book.
You are ready. You are ready.
With a lot of pictures, that book. Alright, not pushing into it. I mean, he has pretty much perfect information because of his hippos in both bases. Or close to both bases.
Brilliant, killing some towers, you know.
Yeah, what the hell is up with that?
I'm sure. Okay, now he's.
What the hell is happening? Oh, Neutron, are you making the move? Yep, he is. Time to get back and good luck winning that fight, Sheik.
Yeah, the question is what fight, because Sheik is on the other side of the map.
You can mass tally home.
Yeah.
Against rockets and breath of fire, it's a very good idea.
After this round for sure. And yeah, he has nothing in place for a counter mass defeat.
Wow, he just lost the castle.
No more tanks.
No. Like at this point, knowing Sheik now, I really question whether this is consciously losing space.
And as Ashan said, he's gonna lose all these farms as well. No
But
counter
there's no
damages yet.
doubt of Gradient at the moment. So Gradient, when he arrived, will not know if there was a big fight and Sheik lost everything, or if Sheik didn't fight, which is a little bit odd if he wouldn't, which he didn't though.
Oh, damn, there was a lot of
It took
infrastructure
so
going down.
long for Sheik to react, and his MK is sitting there alone. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, what the hell.
Well, Mountain King won't die, that's for sure. Now we fight. We gotta keep her here. Tranquility.
No.
Not even. Oh my god, what a disaster.
No.
Archmage.
The Mountain King. Look at him.
There we go. MK finally has arrived after all the tanks have been grilled.
I'm here, guys. Let's go.
Pally. Okay, everything being saved there, but 51. Neutron barely lost anything.
Yeah, he was fighting into Tranquility, into Moonwells, into Night of Base. I'm not sure what this was.
I don't
And
know
main
if I've
base.
ever seen a worse attack. Ever. That was terrible.
Yeah.
Sheik was playing so well for so long, and then I don't know what just happened.
Yeah, and Braden
Can't
didn't
even mind this
succeed.
anymore. The 1500 that he saved.
Oh, true. Oh, that's so sad. So he can't rebuild because he can't build tanks without tier 3. He can't mine. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Now Grady is here. Little late. Panda ultimate. Hippo's not even fighting with. There is not nothing to fight.
Pretty much.
Yeah, it's same situation as before. Neutron just owning everything.
Yeah, and I think now Neutron should go though. Like, this is the best timing he has. Knowing he had just killed the castle and all tanks, like there's no way that she can reproduce anything.
Knowing Neutron, he's gonna lean back and open up 4 more poker tables and maybe Reddit and...
Yeah, we see the scouts here by Gradient though. I mean, this could have been decent if he didn't throw away his army. Like, okay, letting the base die is fine. But yeah, why are you throwing away the army? And Gradient's, like, Sheik is now trying to piece Gradient again. Like, Sheik is a little bit too busy being too cute, I think. And maybe Gradient now feels that he's the richest and he wants Sheik out. And play the 1v1 versus Neutron. This could also be the case, by the way.
Yeah, Sheik needs a little bit of a miracle or some sick plays to get back into it. Neutron super duper comfortable with... Must have leveled up like twice this last fight. We got 8, 7, and I have no idea. Oh, and 8 again. So many heal scrolls. Jesus. 5.
Yeah, 5 heal scrolls is really a lot. Like, I thought you wanted some other items too.
Town is under siege.
And yeah,
Oh.
Neutron going now for the base. And yeah, as you pointed out, this didn't pay off at all.
A player's force.
But yeah, counter aggression, but yeah, no tanks left. So that's not gonna do anything. Except forcing the TP.
Yeah, that's as aggressive as a puppy. Oh boy. Archmage forced into an invul again. Trying to
Yeah,
run,
now
trying
Green
to
is here
TP.
though. Let's see how this goes.
Okay, Knight of Mirror, but Sheik is not part of this.
Yeah, the hippos are not part of it either, like 5 or 6 hippos now they're coming.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh
And
boy, oh
Tranquility
boy.
is only there for Neutron, so this is a bad fight for Gradient as well. I think.
So many misses. It's a Stormtrooper air fight. Tinker getting wrecked, has to TP out. That didn't do that much for Grady at all. Neutron still biggest army. Oh, the Naga died last second. Yeah, that cost more than it earned.
Yeah,
I would say that this game, maybe unlike last time, is less about Neutron playing amazing and more about these other guys making a lot of mistakes.
yeah, I totally agree. I mean, Neutron is playing fine. I don't see any big mistakes by him. But yeah,
Like, he's never been seriously attacked or threatened in the game
Yeah.
at all. I mean, now Sheik already looks like he's playing like, you know, guerrilla warfare. He's not going to build an army. He's staying on 50. But against that kind of gold count that Neutron has, that's not going to work.
So yeah, in Neutron shoes, would you just camp there and defend?
Me? 100%, but you should never ask me. Archmage getting
Yeah, I'm
back to
not
session.
sure. It's hard to communicate, and they are not scouting properly, both Sheik and Gradient. I guess Neutron is still a little bit scared about the mass TP, but he knows that he killed the castle and a lot of tanks.
Yeah, there can't be any tanks at the moment. And worst case, he could just scout. Oh, he's moving out.
Yeah.
Only at 80 though.
I mean, there's no way that Gradient can win a 1v1 versus Neutron with these heroes. Like, look at the difference between a Naga level 5 and a Keeper level 7. Like, level 3 Thorn's Aura, Tranquility with anti-magic potion. Like, how is Gradient supposed to win a Hippo fight?
A player's force is
Yeah, that's a good question that I can't answer. Neutron falling asleep is my best guess.
Yeah, and Sheik is doing what he can, or maybe less than that.
A little bit of a counter aggression, indeed. I think at the moment Blizzard is his biggest weapon against all of this. But yeah, his base gonna be toast in a second. Grady doesn't really know what's happening.
Yeah, Neutron accepting the losses. I mean, he could even Telestep back. And yeah, that's what he's doing. Okay. Telestep into TP.
And now it's Grady's turn. Back at 100. Oh, open battlefield. Not good at all. Roar, protects the scroll, okay. Heroes are falling. Ay, sick! Saved by Neutron. Used the trank and then had to staff out. That wasn't that great. Split. And now we go into the Tinker? On a level 8 Tinker? That's what you want to focus? Level 9 Panda. Oh my god.
Yeah, Neutron.
That was actually a better fight from Gradient than before.
Yeah.
But
It's almost
Yeah,
even.
The keeper was staffed out pretty early, so there was no tranquility and no Thorns aura. So, and Gradient went pretty heavily on hippos. But still, I mean, Gradient's running out of gold now. He's pumping again, pretty much last efforts, I guess. And
I guess that's one way to do it. The keeper only has 775 HP. You can just focus it.
Yeah.
They finally unite though, and they can finally team with triple AoE.
Yeah.
That's kind of what's happening here, but not if you lose the Mountain King. Oh boy, use a Holy Light, my friend. Seems like Neutron is just owning 2 vs 1. Hero levels out of control.
Yep.
Yeah, Sheik really needs that MK to get level 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, not having ultimate at this stage of the day on a hero is pretty brutal. At least he's distracting.
Paladin.
Yeah.
Oh, the 90 is off cooldown. It's not off cooldown.
Gradient sniping some hippos, but not too many.
He's getting something done, rebuilding a bit as well. Waiting for reinforcements, using spells, using mana.
Yeah, and also Sheik should spend his gold on items like this Mountain King items, which is pretty sad. Like,
Oh, the panda!
What? Just dead!
It was a nice entangle.
A player's forces are under attack.
Oof. Immediately goes for the scout as well. What's left?
Yeah, he sees that there's another 100 pretty much ready, so he might be scared that Gradient has a lot more to come, but actually it's his last.
Yeah, he has 1300 gold left. And Neutron's still sitting comfortably at 850, healing everything up.
Yeah, so now he's adding some dryads again, which I like. And he is very heavy on Chimeras. Look at this, wow. Like facing a full hippo army by Gradient. This is a lot of Chimeras. So it's rather about focusing the heroes and fighting the Moonwells and interchangeability to win the air battle.
Sheik is blizzarding from the low ground. And gets entangled from the high ground.
Yeah, and there's no Paladin nearby, oh my god. Yeah, Paladin just revived.
Ooh, Naga was coming. Or is coming. But Keeper is still there.
And here in the
Fight
middle,
in the middle. Wait, is that MK surrounded? No, it's not.
oh, the messenger will not reach the MK.
Oh no!
The Paladin, yeah, he has enough mana.
He can Cyclone though, right? Ah, okay.
No, we will up the reach.
A town is under siege.
But now Gradient here, okay, with 2 heroes only.
Yeah, grinding away at the army a little bit. Trying to force
Yeah, so
some
Gradient
resources.
doesn't know that the heroes are chasing Sheik, I guess. Otherwise, he could be a little bit more aggressive, maybe.
This stuff is happening.
A town is under siege.
Oh, Grady's coming to join the party maybe with Tri-Hero. Not that far away. But I guess he has no clue.
player's forces are under attack.
How to stop Neutron? Once again, the big question.
A town is under siege.
I'll show you next time.
I'll quote you next time.
Good, good. As long as the map isn't Turtle Rock or frozen marshlands or something.
You didn't like that map, huh?
It's perfect for Neutron
Player's
style.
forces are under attack.
A Gradient is in Neutron's base, by the way. Again, only with the heroes. Wants to do some damage with the ultimates, I guess, in the back. Rockets.
Ooh, Naga dead. Just like that. And that Panda's
Tangle
also
really
not looking
strong.
too great. Just use the ult. Ouch. Oh my god, the chimeras are absurd. And that is a defensive
Radiant-
with a tinker.
Could have used a Dryad army and traded efficiently,
Yeah, totally.
but he never uses that.
Yeah, like he needs a dispel against the Entangle so much.
I think he filled the queues in his production buildings at like the 50-minute mark. And now we're like 90 minutes in, they're still trickling in, so... Oh my god, that's a lot of hippos.
I mean, basically, Neutron's not leaving the base. He's just protecting, and then he's sending this lone Tinker out to do some damage. And Sheik and Gradient could be taking advantage of that, because then, if he's not leaving the base, then they know that they're not really under pressure. And all they need to do is just lame with their heroes on these Moonwells, instead of bringing their whole army to fight, because if they bring their whole army, then they lose.
Definitely.
Sheik is going back to tier 3, but Neutron scouts it.
A player's forces are under attack.
I'm trying to prevent it as well. Level 9 Tinker, not the worst odds.
Be careful though.
Can you stun a Tinker with rockets?
Yeah, you can.
Ah.
Can Gradient do that? That's a different question.
He tried at least.
The town is under siege.
I mean, this is the time where they should have like a, something to TP to right here and punish Neutron anytime he leaves the base.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like Sheik is. I really hate.
Sheik should be
this
mass
thing.
TPing there. Radiant should also have like a Druid of the Talon that he can, or maybe he's bringing this Wisp now. TP all his heroes with staffs. Okay, that's not a bad spot. I like that.
Oh, sneaky.
Actually, a nicely designed map if you look at this whole waterfall area.
It is sweet. I would like to go on vacation there.
Yeah.
A player's forces are
Let's see
under
if these
attack.
heroes can do something. Wisp is blocking them.
Sheik's getting
Wisp
out.
is just having a spa day.
Right.
Oh,
next to
but
a
this
water-
castle will go down. And Sheik
Oh,
just running
no.
around like a chicken without a head.
Oh, so expensive.
Oh wow, that's like 1,000 gold almost. Here's
Ah,
Tornado.
look at he got what he wanted. The beautiful upgrade. No one is allowed to get before 1 hour in the game. But Tornado! Look at this! With
Yeah.
Tornado. Added one.
This is
Okay.
kind of funny.
That's doing quite some damage.
But the thing is, he can't really escape. I guess he
Yeah.
could walk out.
So weird.
Oh, you can walk out. Okay. I thought it's like.
No, never mind. He can't. He cannot walk out. He has to TP.
So I guess this was some damage, but not really kills.
I mean, he could have Zeppelined out. The hippos were not there. And Sheik is trying to piece against Neutron. Why? I don't know.
Neutron is not interested at all.
I mean, if he took the piece, he could just go and kill Gradient and then turn his attention to Sheik later.
Grady's still at 100, but when is the moment he's gonna bring this army? Is there ever gonna be a moment where this army is useful? Against level 998.
No, I don't think so. I don't think we can bring it at any time. Yeah, at least Neutron can progress a little bit with the Tinker.
Player's forces are
Yeah, in the meantime, Grady poking as well.
Okay, Neutron moving out now on Sheik. But Sheik is revealed, so Grady will see on the minimap that the buildings are going down. So this is also kind of a signal. No chat.
Yeah, Neutron always worried about the entertainment value of a game. Things have slowed down quite a bit.
Ooh, I think he wants to force a mass TP and surprise him with the army. Yeah, look at this now.
Okay.
There we go. Because it was always only the Tinker, and now suddenly the 100 supply army is there. And he's revealed, no TP.
Ouch! Archmage gone. I think
not
that's
move again the Neutron. Well, so nice play.
is. Mountain King will not
Yeah, and
reach.
Sheik has no main hall, so he can't TP out. Neutron didn't see that the MK got staffed there, but meanwhile, Gradient is doing Gradient things.
Yeah, that worked fine before. Thinning out this base a little bit. Paladin dies as well. Oh boy, Sheik, I don't think you can rebuild too much. He's building an altar, so he wants to stay in, wants to keep fighting. But that was expensive and he can't afford it.
forces are under siege.
Yeah, Sheik wants to signalize to Grady that he should do something, but yeah, I mean, he is trying his best, but I think Sheik was a little bit too weak in the game, honestly.
Mountain King gets caught. Panda level 10.
It was a very bewildering. He just let his Sheik let his whole base die that time. And then he suicided his army.
Yeah.
Make any sense?
Yeah, there was like 3 minutes where everything went sideways for him. In all regards. Can you offer free? Oh, not even that. Okay. Another fight, but only the AoE spells should be able to get out there. But on the top of the TP or not?
On cooldown still. Another TP, this is getting expensive now.
Sheik is building a farm upper right, fits right into the valley.
Yeah, that's good.
I thought this map had prevented from that, but oh, I didn't realize you can build farms there.
Maybe RulaZ hosted the wrong version.
Nah.
No, I think Sheik found like the one little spot. Oh, I guess if you cut down the tree, then it creates a space.
Ah.
Yeah, this is like famous in Neon.
I would say that Gradient had a chance here if he had waited till Neutron was away from his main like he is right now, and suddenly brought his whole army and killed the tree. And he could base him.
True, yeah. That's pretty much the only way.
Another thing that you can do sometimes is you can bring your own Tree of Life near the enemy base and TP in, like a mass TP.
Yeah, like here a tree, maybe.
Exactly, like right back there, you could have TP'd into the base.
Yeah, this could have actually been game winning. Yeah, you're right.
Well, he's trying it now, and Neutron doesn't have any scouting, but he will TP back.
Yeah, he's in time now.
A town is under siege.
Yeah, other than that, I think Gradient didn't have a lot of chances because she just fed Neutron to way too high heroes, and also the Naga pick is pretty questionable.
I mean, Gradient has a lot more hippogriffs, so it is possible to win this fight,
I don't think so.
but he has to stop the Keeper's ultimate.
Yeah. Nice move by Neutron here over the trees. Rockets.
Sheik still slowly waiting for his heroes, he can't even do anything.
Yep, and that should be Neutron's time. He's guaranteed 1v1,
Town is under siege.
and he has way better heroes. He wants to set up a tornado here, I guess. Yep, but I mean, welcome.
Oh, he doesn't hit too much, and yep, that's the backstab. Kinda hard to connect if there was only melee and ground, but with air, it's the easiest. Gets
Yeah,
a kill on the Brewmaster.
Oh, but he left everything. Look at this. Terrible
Oh,
coordination.
Oh! Can he connect though?
Oh, I think he'll be okay. He just loses one Chimera. They got the big tree.
yeah, couple of others.
This backup.
Yeah, I think Neutron is just too solid to lose this here.
Sheik not revealed, trying to be a factor in this game between the two Night Elves doesn't really work out.
Yeah, this looks like an immediate scout here.
Oh,
and
no.
still, I don't think there is a way to TP out for Sheik.
Oh, he has nothing. He has staffs, but that's
Gradient
it.
also lost the
Yeah, 3 XP off level 6 mountain thing.
Oh, Grady coming for the rescue, maybe?
Yep.
Looks like it. Not bad. Man, Neutron is about to be at 10 heroes. They're just not falling.
Oh, this best.
Oh, the TP he'll leave some units behind.
Yeah.
The AM will come out.
Yeah.
The Hippos are chasing, but there's no chance.
I wonder if they make documentaries about racing hippos as well.
And the hall is scouted now.
Well, then it's not gonna be up for a long time. It is...
Neutron's pretty well prepared. He has a Zeppelin with wisps. He has a hidden tree here.
Players' forces are under attack.
I think there was one in the north as well, or was it killed? Not sure.
I think that one.
Okay, you just fight though. all 200 HP so supply all in one fight. I have no clue what's going on.
Yeah, there was a personal tranquility keeper.
Oh,
That's
Tinker!
good, other than that, Neutron is not losing any supply.
That's a little bit. Got some good vision. Tinker.
Neutron
hurt.
lost 6 food.
Wow. And yeah, that is probably the Archmage again, all the other heroes. Yikes. Yikes.
Sheik is not a. You can tell he's not a human player. He should always have the invul on the paladin.
Yeah. Yeah, this is where the Archmage got staffed. Let's see. That's gonna be scouted, but does it really matter is the question.
Busy altar. 2200 still left.
The other thing is that you can use invis heroes against Neutron because he has no true sight. They didn't try that.
Archmage is able to reunite. Yeah, I think Sheik tried it once or twice with the Mountain King, but it never really worked out. And then he just stopped when his army was gone and he couldn't build tanks anymore anyway. Thank you, Qbert, for the 31-month resub.
Town is under siege. A player's
Glad to have you
forces are
here.
under attack.
Oh, I like Grady's gold count.
Nice.
And
Yeah,
I mean,
oh my.
he still has a big main base. I'm not sure if this is helping any, but maybe there's some way to go for a base race.
Yeah, I think that's what he's trying to prepare for like 20 minutes or so.
I mean, 6 high-level heroes can be good.
A player's forces are under attack.
Also against 10. I mean, it's not even that high level, is it? It's just 6, 7. They can change, of course, quickly if the other heroes fall, but the Tinker is not gonna fall.
A town is under siege.
Yeah, there's no invul on Sheik's heroes. And no disposition tangle, so...
And yeah, I think Neutron heard you talking about this beautiful base, and now he's gonna wreck it.
Yep.
300 crit, oh my god.
A player's forces
Yeah, 300 crit is actually pretty amazing for having no damage.
Yeah.
Additional.
Okay. Grady loses the Naga and has no gold anymore. He has to sell items soon if he survives this. But the Panda is not, and the Tinker isn't either. Sheik is trying to help with as much as he can, but it's only Avatar, it's only the heroes. Can't really do much.
They had to go for the base race. They can't try to fight this army.
Yeah, but how to communicate that?
You should have told them before, duh. Neutron is just cleaning house. Oh, the Avatar, the altar. Yeah, the Chimera is killing the Avatar, the altar. Ah, if it's not bashed, lol. No way!
Yeah.
Well, Paladin falls though. There was a lot of bashes.
Oh, there's an Ancient of Wind ready for the staff, so that's nice.
forces are under attack. A town is under siege.
Oh, the camera finds the farm. It was so well put there. No mercy. Neutron is just one-shotting buildings at this point. Well, we have a crazy Ancient of Wind fight in the south. But... I guess at this point everybody knows how this game is going to end. But Rady is trying and hitting nice rockets this game.
In chat I read undeserved win for Neutron as usual. I mean, who deserved the win here if not Neutron?
I think that's a hater.
Yeah, gotta be.
How can you be a Neutron hater, man?
I mean, as I said in the beginning, he's just very strong and other players weren't up to his game today at all. Like, yeah.
Yeah, he won the match against Qwest and then it was kind of smooth sailing from there on out.
Yeah, I mean, Qwest was without a lich at this fight. At least without mana. Out of scrolls. And 80 versus 100, I think, so... Yeah, it wasn't even a hard fight here.
Maybe that's why he wanted to play this no chat after all, so things are easier for him. He played it well, with good game sense. He had constant scouting in both of the bases, nobody did anything against it. Okay, Grady's base wiped out. Neutron still like 20 buildings or whatever. Some trees on the map. Oh, the Zap gets caught, but it's empty anyway. Chimera finds the altar. Oh, there's only the Mountain King, right? Nothing else. Ay, ay,
Oh no. Oh, the keeper barely in time.
Finds that altar as well.
Yeah, Sheik is now scouting. I think that's great in space is gone.
Yep, that's not a nice sign. This is like Gimli coming back to Moria. Nico Daddy, thank you for the sub.
I'm curious to see if people enjoyed watching a no chat game more this time. Because obviously, like, in terms of balance, like the chat was necessary, but I don't know, maybe it's more enjoyable for people.
We could do like mix it after a certain amount of time. Like after 40 minutes or so, chat is allowed. Or the other way around.
Oh, that would be interesting. I think in the late game, it would be more important to have chat.
Yeah, we can do anything we want here, so... RulaZ sets the rules, that's why he wears that name.
Exactly. Yeah, no, I just want to try out different things. Like, whenever there is an FFA, it's always the debate in the chat. No chat is way better, and chat should be disabled, and chat is the only way to play. So yeah, let's just show people both, and they can judge what they like more.
I kind of view it like international politics or diplomacy. Like, you have your armies, but you also need to have negotiations and communication. Yeah,
I enjoy that part of FFA, but of course, we we have an open ear for the audience. At least we pretend to.
Players' forces are under attack.
But yeah, the first 1 hour was pretty damn sick, and afterwards we could open it to chat, but the question is, how do we tell them that chat is allowed? Because we are no referees.
Well, I mean, I don't think the first hour matters too much either. Like all the chats usually there is just to say who is fighting who, and I guess that's even a good thing.
Yeah, but that resulted in the 2 versus 1, right? In this game. So nobody
Yeah.
could say,
Okay.
oh, he's on me, he's on me.
Oh, this Tinker might die here.
Oh.
The rockets. Yep.
Ouch.
Players' forces are under attack.
That should be game.
Yeah, GG. Neutron defends the throne. Well, I mean, technically, Sheik is still in. But Sheik, okay, taps out now as well. Damn, that's it. The no chat FFA goes to Neutron as well. I think the hardest for Neutron in this game was to not talk for 2 hours.
Yeah, I mean, you look at his score; it's really impressive.
Damn it, I'll never
Perfect.
learn this, that after FFA you have to see the score. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, he had the triple 10 heroes, and he had a 380,000 total score, which is way more than anyone else in the game. So it shows his dominance there too.
Yeah, he pretty much dictated, as I said, he won the fight versus Qwest, and then won the entire game, just like that.
And he didn't even have the most gold mined, which or he did, but he barely had the most gold mine, but he just traded the most efficiently.
Yeah, should we have a chat with Neutron, the 2-time champion?
Feel free to invite. It's your show, RulaZ. I'm just hosting stuff. You can do whatever you want here.
All right. We had
Let's
so
see
little
if
chat,
he's-
so yeah, that's getting.
Sorry,
Oh,
guys.
it's too late for him. Never mind. Yeah.
No worries, mate. Just tell everyone I'm fucking pro. Bitches! Smiley face. Just it. Alright. The king told us what to do. We obey. Yeah, we had an experiment here with no chat. Tell us in the comments and here in chat how you liked the no chat. Should we bring chat back? Should we try to create a mix? What should RulaZ possibly do next? And can Eshan reclaim the throne next week?
Yeah, I mean, I would obviously love to play, but also just as a fan, I would enjoy. Now, I know it's tough, but if we can get some of these other solo pros who are a little newer to FFA into one of these games like Yumiko or Moon, that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, I've already tried to talk to Yumiko, but it's pretty hard. Like, I don't even know how to contact him anymore. I contacted him in Discord, but I can't find him anymore. And he has chat off, so he can't even type to him in-game. So yeah, those guys are hard to reach.
We'll figure out ways and we keep things spicy. Last week we had Tiestiok, maybe we find some. And we want to see you in FFAs as well. If you've never played an FFA, reach out to RulaZ. We want basically grassroots FFA hour where maybe I myself will participate one day. We tweeted this out. We're looking for FFA newbies for our FFA night. We want to see 4 players that never played an FFA before. If you want to be part of that experience, contact RulaZ on Discord. Matthias #1415. And Eshan, if people can't get enough of you and heard your wonderful cast and saw your beautiful play 2 weeks ago, how can people see more of you?
Good question. I also stream Twitch at Peregrine Ish. It's a little weird name to type in, but Maybe we can link to it. In fact, I'll probably stream FFA right now if I can find a game. So tune in if you want to see the FFA god in action.
The FFA god is probably gonna receive a host after we are done here, so you don't have to look for a link. Just stay here on the channel and enjoy some more FFA. And RulaZ, we have a little bit of a tradition.
What's that?
After every broadcast, I asked you, if people really, really like FFA and want to dive into the scene, where can they possibly go and find information and contacts?
Yeah, I would recommend them to go to ffamasters.net. We have 4 different time zones on this website, which is absolutely amazing. Tons of programmers working hard every day to get you to the site. Top right, FML Discord server, FFA guide. So these are the 2 things you can start with. And yeah, definitely join the W3 Champions ladder experience.
Wait. Hold on. You say you have 4 different time zones, but I'm on the homepage right now, and this doesn't display the time.
Yeah, developers are pretty busy at the moment working on that issue.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay. Go on.
Yeah, no, we're really having a nice progress here on W3 Champions ladder. Like if we take a look at the statistics for FFA, we started February 13th, so that's 1 month ago, from 0 games a day, like no one played FFA anymore. So yeah, we had the first peak at 20 games a day, and yeah, just 2 days ago, I think we had the peak on 70 games a day. So that's already pretty cool. And we saw a lot of new faces, and it's a lot of fun. Games aren't very long in ladder, so 35 minutes on average. So don't be scared about that. And yeah, just try it out, see if you like it, and hit me up if you enjoy it.
Damn, that's a pretty sweet peak. Love to see that our work to revive the Warcraft Champions FFA part is working. I'm out of words. It's been a long day. Esha and RulaZ, thank you so much for joining us, and we see each other next week with more FFA, probably more chat, and more APM than WPM from Eshan on the Back to Warcraft Fight Night 4. So, guys, thank you. Take care. And Eshan, good luck with the stream. I'm going to rate you now.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Fun casting with you.
As always, mate. We one-on-one people see each other tomorrow as well, where we have Show Cup coming up. That is a best of 5 show match. We've seen Happy reclaiming the throne tonight. He's going to be challenged by no other than the rising star of the human players in Fortitude. And then we got ESL Meisterschaft in the evening hours, where the matches are 84 versus Changer, Leon versus 84, and Tedster versus Todd. So let us know your opinion about the FFA game modes, and tune in tomorrow for 2 more streams. Remo is gonna say good morning, and I'm gonna say good night. Take care, everybody, and thank you for